Hello, my name is Kimberly Reiner, and I will be going over Chapter 12 today over computer wireless networks. So the lessons we learned in this chapter was number one was wireless networking standards. Then there was wireless bandwidths, enterprise wireless network design, and wireless network security. So in lesson one, we learned about wireless networking standards. Wireless standards, which is also the 802.11 family, define how Wi-Fi devices communicate. So there's speed, range, frequency, efficiency. So basically, they are like generations of Wi-Fi that range from the year of 1999 to 2019, beginning with 802 point 11b to 802.11ax. You notice that in the chart describing each generation in the family, and we notice how the speed of each increases throughout the years and becomes more reliable. With AX, the most recent, it can have a band of 2.4, 5, or 6 gigahertz and a max speed of 9.6 gigabytes per second. In the second lesson, we learned about wireless bandwidths. Wireless networks use radio frequencies to transmit data. Um, Low frequency waves are long range, slow speeds. So basically, it means that they travel farther and penetrate walls better. And then high frequency, of course, it's going to be the exact opposite. Um, these waves are short, which means they attenuate faster but carry more data. Then there are the three Wi-Fi bands. There's 2.4, which has long range and great wall penetration, but it comes with low speeds and more interference. 5 gigahertz is faster with less interference and a shorter range. Then there's 6 gigahertz, and this is the fastest band with the lowest interference and shortest range. So it's sort of like a brand new highway with no traffic. And then channel widths, this can be 20, 40, 80, 160 megahertz. It's sort of like adding extra lanes to that highway. So 20 would be one lane, 40 would be two lanes, 80 would be four lanes, and then 160 would be eight lanes. In the third lesson, we learned about enterprise wireless network design. So, home Wi-Fi focuses on coverage, while enterprise Wi-Fi focuses on capacity. Coverage is about if we can reach everywhere, and capacity is about if we can support everyone. So the very first thing that engineers do is that they conduct a site survey. So a site survey measures signal strength, interference sources, dead spots, etc. And then next there is consideration of AP placement. Um, and because an enterprise Wi-Fi uses multiple APs that must work together as a grid. So, placement is essentially to provide overlapping coverage so users can roam without dropping connections. There are also certain rules for placement, including APs should not be too close to each other or they should not be too far apart. And then there's consideration about the height. And then the next thing we consider is the channel planning. So when you have many APs, you must avoid co-channel interference. If nearby APs use the same channel, they fight for airtime, slowing everything down. And then there is capacity planning. Enterprise engineers must understand things such as how many users are going to connect and how many devices there are for each user to make sure there are enough APs to support dense usage. And then there's testing, which validates real performance. And then in the fourth lesson, we learned about wireless networking security. Um, Wire networks require a physical plug-in, but not with Wi-Fi. On Wi-Fi, anyone within range can attempt to connect, taking away the physical barrier and security, requiring us to add strong logical barriers. Um, Then there's the modern Wi-Fi security standards. This is WPA2 and WPA3. WPA2 is still widely used, but it's vulnerable to offline dictionary attacks and key reinstallation attacks. While WPA3 uses it uses SAE, simultaneous authentication of equals, which is resists password guessing. Um, and then it also has stronger encryption and key handling. Um, Overall, WPA3 fixes what WPA2's biggest weakness is, which is where attackers can't capture a handshake and it can't crack it offline anymore. With enterprise authentication, this allows the it enterprises don't use shared Wi-Fi passwords. Instead, they use 802.1x authentication with a radius server. So with enterprise authentication, this allows unique credentials, certificate-based authentication, and much more. And then there's a couple of common wireless attacks. There's the Evil Twin AP, deauthentication attacks, and packet sniffing. I particularly thought that the Evil Twin AP was very interesting as an attacker creates a fake AP with the same SSID to steal credentials and intercept traffic. And that is it.